Well, guys, thank you so much. I know we're pretty excited to understand how you built such a mega team. So I guess we'll start with you, Jillian. You got the microphone there. Kind of quickly tell us about how you built your business. I mean, how you got into it, and what was kind of your first hire?
Well, I've been in the business 15 years, and I have had very agent-heavy teams. I've had staff-heavy teams. I've had buyer's agency, been with a couple of different companies. Originally, I started out actually with agents, and I found out to have agents is what most realtors will originally start with because they don't want to have the commitment of having someone's salary. The thing is, having an agent, it's much more expensive than having staff. So yes, you're committing to not making a paycheck every single week or every 2 weeks, but it's a lot more expensive because agents are going to want to be paid more than the typical staff member is going to want to be paid. Currently, my team is myself. I'm the lead listing agent. There's my husband. He's our lead buyer's agent. We have 2 full-time assistants, bringing on a 3rd full-time assistant just this week. She started training. And we have a part-time buyer's agent. Then we do have some what we call outside sales agents that don't necessarily work on our team. They write deals in their own name. We just pass them leads. They'll handle it from A to Z, and then the deals go in their name. You know, we don't do any stacking where they all go underneath our name. They can write the contract. They do everything. They keep the client. We just do it more on a referral basis. Basically, they're people we trust.
Awesome. Yeah, Daniel, why don't you give us the same kind of rundown,
Yeah, so,
then we'll make up questions as we go along.
Okay. Similar situation. I just got to a point where I've got a business partner. Originally, it was just a 2-man show. You know, we were really heavy into online lead generating, and we were just getting a lot of leads, and you know, we were getting to the point where we just needed help. So our first hire was an admin. She's a rock star. She's totally took us to the next level. And then after that, we just started getting more and more listings. So then we brought on another buyer's agent. I'm a little different, though, because I do have a business partner. And then we wanted to expand. We're in small markets, so we expanded borders. And I started another team in another area, brought on more buyer's agents. And over the years, we just bring them on as we generate more and more leads. So, you know, it's just all about the lead count and providing value to our agents, which brings value to us. So really, at this point in the game, to me, I'm all about just setting the mindset, giving them value so that I get value at the end of the day. You know, we bring in the leads, we bring in the structures and the systems and the tools, and it's just our job to really kind of keep them motivated and get them in the right mindset. Now, I'm creating even bigger teams as I open offices, but you know, quite frankly, it's still the same concept. You're bringing on agents, you're trying to motivate them. I just don't, you know, work on a percentage basis with them because they're independent agents, but they're not part of my team. So I'm kind of running multiple teams at once, but really it's all the same concept, bringing on leverage.
Yeah, why don't you give us an idea? So this way we kind of know where everyone's sitting.
My name's Jim Brooks. I'm with the Henderson office. With my brokers are Catherine and Jim. Two incredible brokers, very supportive. I've been in the business just a little over 12 years. Started, fortunately, in a very good timing of the market in 2003, and very quickly needed the need for assistance. Started with my first assistant about a year later, and kind of like Jillian, I've tried multiple different setups, multiple different structures. Was to the point up to 35 agents at one point, and that wasn't the best fit for me. And so currently my structure is geared opposite of a lot of the larger teams where I'm heavily on the employed side. I have 5 full-time employees and just 2 agents. And so my structure is a little bit different, and just depending on, you know, what your goals are and what your strengths and weaknesses are. And I'd be happy to share that with some of you today and the reason why I did that versus going the agent route.
Awesome.
So how do you find these assistants? It sounds like all of you have assistants. So did you specifically set out, like, did you do like an ad, like now hiring kind of thing, or was it kind of through your sphere of influence? Did you seek out certain personality types that kind of, as you're kind of saying, Jim, maybe kind of complemented your style of things? Is that how you did it?
Well, I look to, sometimes I poach. I know that sounds terrible, but I'll find an assistant that I know is really good, and I'll ask them if they're happy where they're at. You know, just give them the opportunity, because you never know when somebody maybe wants to leave their situation, and everyone has different motivators. That's one big thing I had to realize. Not everybody is motivated by money. Some people are motivated by environment, location, workload, experience, growth. So you have to find out what motivates people. So I'm constantly talking, like I said, I'm just hiring somebody, or just hired somebody last week again. I always look first through sphere of influence. I do always run an ad as well. And just really look for the people experience. But I'm under the mindset that if I find somebody that is a good asset to my team, I'll create a position for them. But the key to me when I hire somebody is whatever I'm going to pay you, you have to create at least 2 times revenue for me. So if I'm going to pay you $50,000 a year, you have to bring in at least 100, would be my minimum threshold. If you don't bring that in, if you're not able to produce that, then you're not the right hire for me.
I like that. Nice.
Just to get right to the specifics of your question you had, where do you find the assistants? I have a perfect scenario. We were actually in the process right now of hiring a closing coordinator and an executive assistant and 3 to 4 agents. So we have a pretty set structure that we do every time that we look for talent, we look to recruit, and we use Craigslist, ad on Craigslist. I think it's 70, or my marketing person does it, so I'm not exactly aware of the exact cost, but I think it's $70. We do a LinkedIn ad, which is, now they're a little more expensive. I think it was $299. And we will hit our Gilvar here, our local association. We will use our database to mass email to all of them. And the other use that we use is a little bit untraditional, but we've had real good success with it because I have a fairly large database of clients, is we do reach out and mass email all of our clients, let our clients know what we're looking for, and they're just a great testimonial to us. Most of them have worked with us, and so they know our business, they know our core structure, running an honest and ethical practice, and so they've actually been very, very good recruiters for us.
That's awesome. So it's almost like an extra touch that you can have with your past client database, just saying, hey, look, we're hiring and whatnot.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's cool. That's awesome. How about you, Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot with Craigslist, Facebook, mass emails to the realtor community. I've had some past clients inquire on it as well, just kind of indirectly, hey, I want to get in the business, what do I do? I try not to hire friends and family. I've tried it, and it's not for me. Like you said, it's less awkward if they're not friends and family, if you have to let them go. So I do the DISC test to make sure that, even before we meet them, like when we get Craigslist inquiries, I send them the DISC test first. If they pass the test, then I'll bring them in, versus having 14 interviews and then none of them pass the test. So I'm trying to streamline that as well, and I'm always looking for new talent as we grow and expand. But yeah.
Yeah, so I can see everyone you have your own individual systems, but they're all pretty similar, right? And so what I'm learning here right now is that we're going to hire on necessity, and I'm just going to guess that you guys fire pretty quick, right? Like when stuff's not going right, and I can tell Jillian, she's like, yeah, if I'm cutting a check and they're not doing what needs to be done, you got to go, right? And I'm sure it's done in a nice way, but it's true because time is money. So while you guys are here today right now, your team is still producing income, right? So with that being known, let me start with Jillian. Let me ask you, give me a typical work day. So I'd really like to know, like you get up in the morning, and I don't need to know, like, hey, I shower at this time or whatever, but I do this with my team also. Give me, like, your time blocking. What happens when you get up, when you get to the office? I want to visualize your day.
So I'm a little bit of a Nazi with my schedule. So I go into the office every single day because to me this is a business, and I've always treated it as a business, and I think that's why I've been able to be successful. I never treated this as a hobby. So even if I'm sick and my husband gets on me, I go into the office every day. It doesn't matter if I'm sick, doesn't matter what I have going on. I always check in. First thing I do is I do status calls with my assistants between 8 and 8:30 in the morning. I check their emails before they even come in because I want to filter through what's coming in. I know a lot of people don't do that. Maybe that's a little bit of my demanding coming out because I'm a high D and a high I. But I check all their emails beforehand. I want to know what their day is going to look like. I want to prioritize what they need to get done. I want to give them a list of things that I want to have done that have maybe happened overnight that they don't know about. So between 8 and 8:30, I do a status call with my assistants, or I'll email them. Then they start their day, promptly between 8:30 and 9. And then I'm in the office by 9 o'clock every single day. And then unless I have board meetings or other things I'm involved in, or I'm meeting with clients, I'm in the office every day till about 5. So that's Monday through Friday. Let me clarify when I say every day. I'm not in there on weekends because I do have children and I do prioritize my family time for sure. My husband's our lead buyer's agent, so he is not in the office, and that's how we're able to work together and not kill each other.
Cool.
Because if not, I would have murdered him. So he's still alive. When you're talking about the hiring and firing, I hire, he fires. So he's just more intimidating. But I'm there every day. I work very closely with my assistants. I know you were saying you have status meetings, in the morning. I have like 15 status meetings every single day because there's always fires going on. Like I think on Friday we had 29 in escrow that are supposed to close in the next 45 days. So I was like, what is going on every single file? So, and I'm the Nazi spreadsheet Nazi. Everything's on a spreadsheet. I need to know what's going on. It needs to be updated every day.
Did you just say 29 in escrow?
Yeah, that are supposed to close in the next 30 to 40 days.
That is the definition of a mega team right there. That is phenomenal. Congratulations.
And that's,
That is
there's
good.
2 of us that are licensed, Coach James and I. So,
Wow.
and like I said, that's our 2. Now, I don't track any, what I call outside sales. Anything that we've given out, I don't
Your
track
referrals.
that.
Yeah. No, and I'm glad you said that because we didn't ask what your production is. It's just a question I don't normally ask. But for those of you that are out there that think that it's unrealistic to close 200 or 300 deals a year, I mean, this is proof right here. That's what this panel does. I mean, the first time when I first got into real estate, and somebody, this was a long time ago in Detroit, and a guy says, I close 15 a month. I thought, there's no way I'd be happy to close 15 in a year. And I watched this guy do this, and that's what really fired me up. So, Danny, what's your day like, man?
Quite frankly, totally different than Jillian's. No disrespect. Everybody works differently. We produce a lot, and we're in multiple markets, like I said, but I totally don't want to micromanage agents. Nobody got in this business, in my opinion, to be that. I want to encourage them to establish a true business on their own and to feel empowered, and I want to give them resources that they can. So I've basically set them up with incentivized plans and accountability programs. I'm so busy, I hate meetings all the time, so I try to just at least huddle with them once a week if I can, check in with them. They'll flag me down, we'll stop in my office, we'll have a little 10-minute huddle, but my day-to-day is pretty similar. I'm in the office pretty early, I'm an early riser, I love being there, I love making sure I'm there before them, and then kind of closing out the day as well, and then just checking in with them. So I'm there, 7:30 to 5 as well, daily usually. I've really stepped out of the game in terms of showing property. I still take listings personally just because of the marketing that we do. But I want to give them more, and I want to make sure they're successful. So if I'm successful, again, they are. So I really try to make sure that each month they're hitting their goals, and whatever it takes to get to that level, whether it's a mindset thing, whether it's huddles, whether it's more leads, whatever it is. So it's just, I don't have a super structured week, honestly, but I am in there and I'm very present, and I think that's important if as a team leader, rainmaker, to be present so that they see you.
Yeah, it's important. Do you want to give us just a quick rundown? I have one more question. We got about 3 minutes.
Sure. Yeah, lots of different perspectives and lots of different strategies. Daniel said he doesn't like to micromanage. I'm a little bit even worse than that. I don't even like to manage. So you just need to build. If you're going to build a team, you need to build it around your strengths and weaknesses. And I say that, but really I'm not kidding. So I have my vice president of my operations is a very strong manager and a very strong ops person, and so I leave her in charge of most of that. And I hate to even tell you my schedule, because my schedule is, you'll think I have a problem, but I'm up most of the night. I get up pretty early. I have a little bit of OCD, so I work out of my house in the morning. Once I get into the office, not much gets done because there's just fire after fire, as everyone knows. But due to my kids' activities and schedules, I'm at the office till about 8 p.m. every night, and then I pick up my son from practice. And I have an 11-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son and a wife, and so they're a very important commitment to me. So I get a couple hours with them every night, and I get home about 8:30, and they go to bed. I usually work till about 3, 4 in the morning, 5 days a week. So Monday through Friday, I only sleep about 4 to 5 hours, and weekends, I haven't worked weekends since my daughter was born 11 years ago, and that's a commitment I made to my family.
That's awesome. So I work kind of a lot like you, so we'll text each other at night, or we'll Facebook or something when we're working deals, and this is going to be cool. So last question, because I know that we got to wrap this up. We got lunch happening. What is your, Jim, what is your projected total this year? How many, what are you going to do in sales volume? What do you project?
We've been down the last couple of years. I've been restructuring, but we are in a rebuilding process. Our projection for 2016 is just over 200, and 2017 is our goal is to hit over 300.
300 what, deals?
Yeah, transactions.
300 deals. So what would that translate into volume roughly?
Oh, volume. The volume, our average sales price is 255,000. I haven't run the numbers.
So 300 deals.
300 deals.
Are you guys hearing that? 300 deals in 12 months.
I've never done 300.
All right.
We were at 250 a few years, but that's our goal, and we just need more manpower to
So
do that.
this can happen. Daniel, what's yours? And then I'll ask Jillian. What's your projected for your team this year? In numbers?
Yeah, our goal was about 175 to 200 transactions, about 50 million.
Okay. And Jillian, yours?
So for myself and my husband, our goal would be 25 to 30 million,
Uh-huh.
and then our outside agents at least another 10 million.
So how many deals would that be roughly?
So we're going to probably do between about 150 deals, just
Yeah.
between the two of us, and then our outside sales agent should do maybe another 50.
Easily attainable.
Because
right?
I don't manage
100
the
deals.
outside sales agents at all. I only manage our staff and us.
It's so easily done. 100 deals, 150 deals, 200 deals, 300 deals a year. This can all can happen. This is why teams are the buzzword with NAR, right? Yeah. I want to thank you all for being here and allowing me to ask you these questions. I look forward
I think
to
we're being kicked out by a
friendship.
drone.
Thank you.